A very happy morning to you all, children. I am very much pleased to meet you this morning to discuss a new concept which is a continuation of the lesson which we have already seen. Children, I would like to recall the chapter Atoms and Molecules, which were the basics in the chemistry, and we have seen a part of it before. What we had seen is the law of conservation of mass, then atoms, size of the atoms, atomic mass, then molecules, and in molecules atomicity. Then we have extended the studies for making molecular formulas of compound. So also we have seen molecular mass and formula unit mass. So this concept, molecular mass and formula mass, we will revise today, and based on this we will extend our study in understanding a very important topic which is called mole concept. In this we will see about molar mass and what is mole, and based on the knowledge we will see how to solve numericals in this lesson. The numericals in this lesson is very important, and you cannot solve this numerals unless you know the fundamentals. Therefore, children, this is a very important topic. Therefore, I request you to listen to the lessons very carefully and get understand. So only when you understand, you can apply the knowledge in solving the numerals. Therefore, children, listen to the lesson very carefully. Let us move on to the lessons, please. Children, before going into the concept of mole, let us revise the concept of molecular mass first. What is molecular mass? The molecular mass of a substance is the sum, that is nothing but addition, the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a molecule of the substance. It is therefore the relative mass of a molecule expressed in atomic mass unit, which is denoted by the letter U. Now, how to calculate the molecular mass of the substance? Now, let us take an example of water. Water has a formula H2O. The atomic mass of hydrogen is 1U, and atomic mass of oxygen is 16U. H2O contains 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Therefore, the molecular mass of water is 2 times 1 plus 1 times 16. So, which comes to be 18 atomic mass unit. So, in this way, the molecular mass is calculated for each and every substance. Children, in this slide, I have given you some of the examples for calculating your molecular mass of ammonia, hydrochloric acid, phosphorus, hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecule, sulfur dioxide. So, you can see for ammonia it is NH3. So, 1 into 14 plus 3 into 1, so it comes to be 17 atomic mass unit. Similarly, for hydrochloric acid, the formula is HCl. So hydrogen is 1, chlorine is 35.5. So each one has only one atom. Therefore, totally it comes to be 36.5 atomic mass unit. Similarly, phosphorus, it is 124 because its formula is P4, 4 molecules. Then hydrogen, H2, 2 into 1, 2. So oxygen O2, so 2 into 16. Sulfur dioxide, so when you calculate 64. So these examples will help you to calculate the molecular mass of any substance, and so get practiced with these example problems, right? Now let us see what a formula unit mass is. Formula unit mass. It is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms present in a formula unit of a compound. Formula unit mass is calculated in the same manner as we calculated the molecular mass before. As an example, I have taken up the formula unit mass of sodium chloride, which has a formula NaCl. So it contains one molecule of sodium and one molecule of chlorine. Therefore, 1 into 23 plus 1 into 35.5, therefore it is equal to 58.5 atomic mass unit. So formula unit mass is also calculated as we have calculated the molecular mass before. Yes, children, let us move on to the concepts now. Look at this slide. You can see the arrangement of 1 rupee coin placed in the first. And if I ask you what is the value of the 1 rupee coin placed there, definitely you will be able to tell me the value of it. How will you tell the value? So every coin here has a value of 1 rupee, and you will be just counting the number of coins placed here. So obviously there are 10 coins placed here. Therefore, you will come to the conclusion there are 10 coins. Therefore, the value of the 10 coins is 10 rupees. Well, now if you are given, see to the next diagram, a bag full of 1 rupee coin. And if I ask you what is the value of all the coins which are in the bag, then definitely you will go mad, isn't it? Because you have to spend a lot of time in counting the coins one by one. Then is it possible to do that? Of course, we need lot of patience. Instead, we'll go for another easy way how to find the value of all the coins which are there in the bag. It's very easy to calculate. You see to the next diagram, you have a digital balance. So keep the whole lot of bag on the balance. So you will find the value of the mass of the whole bag, right? So if from that you find the mass of only one coin, so the total value of it can easily be found out, the mass of the whole bag divided by mass of one coin. So that will give you the value of the amount or the value of the coin which are there in the bag. Children, if you are being given with a shopping list of these items to buy it from a grocery shop, then definitely it will be easy for you to buy those items. The items are 5 kilogram of rice, 1 kilogram of sugar, 1 liter of oil, and 1 dozen of bananas. Now, what do these items come with? The rice is measured in kilogram, so as sugar, and oil is measured in liters, and bananas are counted with dozens. So what do these kilogram, liter, dozen represents? They are the basic units in which things are being measured. So rice is measured in kilogram, so as sugar, and liter is for oil, and we count the bananas by a dozen. A dozen usually represents 12 numbers, isn't it? Therefore, it is easy for us to get the things from the shop when we use the right unit for right quantities. Similarly, if we are asked to buy 1 mole of sugar or 1 mole of salt or 1 mole of oil, then is it possible to buy 1 mole? Similar to kilogram, liters and dozen, mole is also a unit. But this unit, we don't use it in our common day-to-day life. But it is the unit which is being represented by the chemist. Okay, now let us discuss what is this mole is and how much is that comes through different substance. Now, to understand mole, we have to understand this. So first of all, you have to make it clear. Similar to kilogram, liter, dozen, mole is also a unit. How much is 1 mole then? 1 mole is nothing but its molecular mass in gram. What is the molecular mass? Molecular mass is mass of one molecule of that substance. So, if you are asked to buy 1 mole of salt, then first we have to know its chemical formula or molecular formula. So, salt has a molecular formula NaCl, which is nothing but sodium chloride. So, the atomic mass of sodium is 23 and that of chlorine is 35. So, the total mass is, when we add it up, we get 58. So, 1 mole of the salt is nothing but 58 grams. So, from the salt, if we measure exactly 58 grams of salt, then that represents 1 mole of the salt. Similarly, if we want to measure 1 mole of water, then in the same way we have to calculate and it comes to 18 grams. And if we want 1 mole of oxygen, then it comes to 32 grams. So what do you observe from these examples which we have calculated? Mole is a physical quantity used by the chemist, first one. Second one, it can be found out from its molecular mass, which is nothing but the mass of one molecule of that substance. So when we calculate it, for salt it comes 58 grams, for water it comes 18 grams, and for oxygen it comes 32 grams. So 1 mole of different substance has different molecular mass, and molecular mass is the one which represents the mole. So mole can be expressed as an unit for solid substance, a liquid substance, as well as gaseous substance. Children, look into the slide here. Now you find 2 slides on the above. One is for gold and other is for a glass of water. Look at the pure gold. Can you tell or can you predict at least how many atoms are there in the gold? Similarly, looking at the glass of water, can you tell me the number of water molecules? So, as a common man, we say no. We cannot measure the gold atoms as well as the water molecules. But chemistry has an answer for this. So for this to be answered, the concept of mole comes to our help as well. So what is a mole? A mole is nothing but which contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 of atoms or molecules or particles in it. So 1 mole of any substance will be equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So this number 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 is a huge number which is expressed with that many zeros here. So this number is a constant number which is known as Avogadro's number. So if we multiply this Avogadro's number with 3, then it will be equal to 3 moles. And in the same way, if we multiply the number with 8, it will be 8 moles. So the mole has come to our help in finding out the answer for the questions which were asked before. How many number of gold atoms are present in pure gold? So for this, the answer is 1 mole of pure gold has 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 gold atoms. So similarly, how many water molecules are there in pure water? So 1 mole of pure water will contain 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 water molecules. So in this way, mole can be expressed for measuring. So the concept of mole has been divided in for 3 subunits and it is being placed here. Mole can be expressed as the mass in terms of gram molecular mass, that is GMM, as we have calculated before. Now in the previous slide we have seen for the particles. It is for 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. And when we take the volume of liquids, it will be equal to 22.4 liters at STP. STP refers standard temperature and pressure. And the mole concept for the volume is not as important as your class is being concerned now. It will be taken up in detail when you go for your higher classes. Now remember, 1 mole can be found out with the gram molecular mass, which is again equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules. Children, look at the slide given here. This is a very important slide which gives you the definition of 1 mole. What is the definition of a mole? It is defined as the amount of a substance that contains the same number of atoms or molecules or particles as there are in atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. So this definition has 2 parts. Same number of atoms or molecules or particles as there are in 12 grams of carbon 12. Now let us take the second part, 12 grams of carbon 12. What is this carbon 12? It is taken as the standard one. So carbon 12 is an isotope of carbon. In this, 12 grams of carbon 12 is being taken as the standard unit. Now obviously, how many atoms are there present in the 12 grams of carbon 12? It is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, which is nothing but the Avogadro's number. So when you take any number of particles in 1 mole, that is also equal to the same Avogadro's number. Therefore, the definition goes hand in hand. Both of them are equal. Amount of substance that contains the same number of atoms or molecules or particles as there are in atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. So let us take the pure gold and pure water. So how many atoms are there in 1 mole of the gold, it is the Avogadro's number 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So according to the definition, it is equal to the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. How much is that? It is also equal to the Avogadro's number, which is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So it can be even compared with the case of water. So what is the number of molecules in 1 gram of water? It is the Avogadro's number. And that is equal to the atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12 atom, which is again Avogadro's number. So the mole can be compared standardly to the number of atoms in 12 grams of carbon 12. Children, this slide gives a general idea of how we are calculating the different masses. So we have atomic mass, molecular mass, and molar mass. Each mass is taken for an atom as well as for a molecule. Now let us take atomic mass. So atoms, so like carbon, sodium, nitrogen, they are single members. So they are referred as atoms. So the atomic mass is nothing but the mass of one atom of that substance. Then molecular mass will have more than one atom. For example, water has a formula H2O, carbon dioxide CO2. So if you want to calculate the molecular mass, then the mass of one molecule of the substance has to be calculated as we have done before. Then we have seen about molar mass. So mass of 1 mole of the particle. So molar mass can be equal to the mass of 1 mole of the particle, which is nothing but equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. So in the case of atoms, it is the gram atomic mass, whereas in the case of molecules, it is gram molecular mass. Children, this slide gives you the definition of the mole once again. The mole is the amount of a substance that contains as many elementary entries. What are they? Atoms, ions, or molecules, as there are atoms in exactly 12 grams of carbon 12. So 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, which is nothing but it is an Avogadro's number. So when you take 1 mole of carbon, it contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. When you take 1 mole of sodium ion, it contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 of sodium ions. When you take 1 mole of water, then it again contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 water molecules. So 1 mole of anything is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 of whatever it is. It may be atoms or molecules or particles or ions. So this number is regarded as Avogadro's number. Children, look into this slide very carefully. It is the one which has all the formulas related to the solving of the moles problem. Now, first formula says number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. So the number of moles is kept by the letter N. given mass is by small m, molar mass is by capital M. So N is equal to small m divided by capital M. Second formula is number of moles is equal to given number of particles divided by Avogadro's number, right? So N is equal to capital N by NO. That is, NO represents Avogadro's number. So both these formulas are enabling us to calculate the number of moles. So take formula number 1 and take formula number 2. Both of them are used to calculate the number of moles. Therefore, the right side must be equal. What are on the right sides? M by capital M, which is equal to N by NO. That means given mass by molar mass is equal to given number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. From this, small m, that is given mass, can be calculated. So the given mass has a formula m into N by NO, where the capital M is the molar mass multiplied by N, the given number of particles, divided by NO, Avogadro's number. So these three formulas are very, very important, and simply apply these formulas in solving the problems. The fourth one gives you how to calculate the percentage of any atom in a given compound. So it can be computed by mass of the element divided by mass of the compound into 100. So remember these formulas well, so that it will help you to calculate the required quantities in the problems. Now let us extend our study in solving the problems. Calculate the mass of 0.5 moles of N2 gas, that is nitrogen gas. So what you are being asked to calculate? You are asked to calculate the mass. What you are given? You are given with 0.5 moles of nitrogen gas. So the molecular mass of nitrogen is 28 U. This you can find it from the formula. Then mass is equal to molar mass into number of molecules from the first formula we have seen from the previous slide. So mass is calculated by multiplying molar mass into number of moles. So 28 into 0.5, it will be 14 grams. Very simple. The second problem, calculation of the number of moles present in 18.066 into 10 to the power 23 particles of nitrogen. We know that 1 mole of nitrogen contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So use the formula number of moles is equal to given number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. So how much is the given number of particles here? 18.6066 into 10 to the power 23, and Avogadro's number you have to by heart it 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, divide it, so you will get 3. Therefore the number of moles is 3. Children, this slide is again solving of the next problem. Find the mass of 4 subdivisions are being given. 1 mole of nitrogen atom, 8 moles of aluminum atoms, 0.2 moles of oxygen atoms, 2 moles of water molecules. So let us solve one by one. First, 1 molecule of nitrogen atom. So mass of 1 molecule or 1 mole of nitrogen atom is equal to molar mass in grams. which is equal to 14 grams. From the periodic table, we can take it out. Then second one, 8 molecules of aluminum atom. So we know that mass of 1 mole of aluminum atom is equal to 27 grams. So for 8 moles, we have to multiply 27 with 8, it will come to 216 grams. Then third one, mass of 0.2 moles of oxygen atom. So oxygen atom has 16 grams, therefore 0.2, it has to be multiplied with 0.2 with 16, you will get 3.2 grams. And the last one, 2 moles of water molecules. Water molecules, H2O. Mass of 2 molecules of water molecules is equal to 2 into 18, which is equal to 36, because mass of 1 mole of water molecule is equal to 18 grams. Now let us go on to the next type of problems. See to the problem here. Find the number of moles of 48 grams of oxygen, 18 grams of H2O molecules, 22 grams of carbon dioxide gas, and 51 grams of nitrogen gas. Children, in this type of problems, you are being given with the given mass and you are asked to find out the number of moles. So just apply the formula, number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. So given mass is already given there in the problem 48, and the molar mass of each of this you have to calculate. So for the first one, oxygen, it is given as, it can be calculated as 32. So 48 by 32 is equal to 1.5 moles. For the next one, water, the given mass is 18 and the molecular mass is 18. Therefore, it has to be 1. So in this way, the rest of the sums can be calculated. Just take pen and paper, do it yourself and check whether you get the answers for the same. Children, by this we come to the end of today's learning session. So we have studied about the mole concept and the formulas for calculating the number of moles and apply it in solving some of the numerals. So as I told you previously, the numerals in this lesson are very important and they are frequently asked in the board examination. Therefore, children, be thorough with the knowledge, and I will give you separately the worksheet for which you have to calculate and send it to me. So with this we come to the end. So we will meet sometime next week, the same time. Until then, bye from you children. Have a good day.